we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the S3E8, the time of night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
Our international podcast. Below the belt. Good to have you folks joining us today. Wherever you're joining us from. What?
Hey, good day, guys. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Folks, you don't know sometimes you don't know the struggle. Good to have you folks. You don't know the struggle. Struggling with struggle.
Just ask around.
Get a bit.
From foreign
Good to have you.
places,
All the other
talk about
joining us.
taking
Good to have you spell it. Well, let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear.
We
Technicians
ain't
are.
giving up no
No
mountains. We ain't giving up no trees.
They have you lit the skill,
We
Alex
ain't
Cook,
giving up no
Alex Papa
river.
Lewis, Florence Jacob Ward, Molly Hopkins. Good to have you beautiful folks with us. As you come share the lives, man, that is hard to be going on. Married up, ready to go. Yep, good to have you folks here with us. Folks, with the money there. That's what we want to do. With the money there that we have, with the money, the money, for 4 billion actions, and with the money that we are already there, we're there. You see the people feeling it, the comfortable with the money there. Asking for myself, and it's listening to Ghana. Michael Barnes is here, loud and clear. Just I hear you laughing. Just give yourself away there. You go help me, folks. You go help me.
Could not help
Too many
it.
things happening behind the scenes. Too many. Welcome to our international podcast. Load it up. We trust all is well where you are. Let us know what the weather is doing to you and what the weather is where you folks are dwelling. Hey, folks, we outside. We didn't inside no more. We outside. We want a little sunlight. We want some sunshine. Nothing else to do. How is the weather where you guys are? Please let us know. Second. Normally return to one place to do about news, about the weather and so on, and the weather that's the whole country. But I want to be outside. The national capital 31 degrees. They're telling us. They're telling us. Hold on. They're telling us it feels like 30 and 60 I know I think so. The logical option is I won't say, you know what, walk the president with heavy sunshine, it was very hard, walk us from what? You know what, guys, who dead it is?
Not one blue sake, not
What
one
am 20,
price
Sharon?
red, not one
The 20s.
caress, not a blade of
And,
20s.
grass.
I'm looking at the graphic. I'm looking at those the $3
oh
$20
yes, oh
bills,
yes, oh yes, oh yes.
a strong $60.
It is
You
what
could
it
get
is.
them
Who
in
vex?
there.
Who vex? Who vex? They get back to the change. Yeah, something pretty sure. 38 degrees outside, folks. The economy just hot. Nothing moving here, no. You see the old western, a little bramble blowing past the OK Corral. That's what
Hmm.
happening here. Nothing
That is
moving.
correct. Yeah.
Things dead. Dead. Run the profit. There's 90 degrees in Florida. It's 90 degrees now. That's what Fahrenheit.
I'm sure I don't fit into zone that I don't belong in.
Brother,
We are peaceful people,
guys, up in New York
struggle
City,
is
yeah,
we struggle,
party
and
there
we
as
don't
well.
look for
The
trouble,
rest of well, stay
just
cool as
us
much as
around.
hydrate if you want.
But when outside
Hydrate,
faces
hydrate. Sandra
from
Ford said,
foreign
don't come get hot,
places
hot, but we
talk
there.
about
Yeah, 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 yeah.
taking over,
That's it. We
we
there, we
ain't
there.
backing
Charming it.
down.
Yep,
We ain't
yep,
giving
yep,
up
yep,
no
yep, yep.
mountains. We ain't giving
Some
up
people
no
really looking at you.
tree.
Some is
We
Bishop,
ain't
Bishop,
giving up no
Edgel,
river
talking now with the other Bishop
that
from
belongs
Del
to
Domin.
we.
That's all they are.
Not one blue
That's all they are.
sake,
Yep, yep,
not
yep.
one
Them two Bishop,
right
Bishop, we look, we will
not
save far
one
from the Del Domin.
prize,
But I'll never forget
not
like
a
that.
blade of
I'll never
grass.
forget like
Oh
that.
my goodness.
We're
Once the people
standing
identify
on
it,
our own.
that was together
Gonna
both of
make
them.
it somehow. We will
I see
bend
Sheen
down
Hazel.
and never
I'm
look
seeing all of
down.
those
Our
emojis
fathers
coming
came
from
here
Sheen
and
Hazel
they
there.
lived and died.
Sheen is next level right about now with the emojis.
Yep, yep,
I
yep, yep,
think
yep.
even the unicorns are coming through
Next
there
level, next level.
in the comment section.
Everything, prancing and dancing.
The dollars and cents, where is the money going?
Where the money
Apparently,
going? That's
apparently
really
the
what I
people
know.
don't even know themselves. They
Huh?
just know they want money.
Yeah,
They not
yeah,
really, they don't know where they're sending it. When the
yeah, yeah.
direct question, the funny thing is these people in the National Assembly asking themselves questions, answering it themselves, and still can't give themselves answers.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. That's
It's
the funny
crazy,
thing.
We was the PVP ministers asked the PVP ministers, what roads are you going to be doing? The minister said, well,
Well,
safeguard. Just so we don't disrupt the social cohesion. I'm
I see
not going to name it.
Natasha Singh Lewis says, I
Hmm.
miss y'all.
Hmm.
Some people got literature, they got literature. Because I miss you too, but she ain't making nothing happen. Natasha. We want to know. We miss you too, Natasha. We miss back to you, Tasha. We miss right back to you. Right back to you, we miss. Right back. How are you doing, Natasha? I feel like having Natasha here right now.
I think so. I think so. I'm having
Right
a
now,
feeling
right now,
myself.
right now, right now. You're feeling yourself. We've just been having a little thing here. I think it's pregnancy symptoms, but
I have no
what do I
pregnancy
know? I only
symptoms.
got 3 children. You live. Welcome. Put the money there, Tasha. That's what you want. Put it with the money, Tasha.
I I I really want some right now, Sharon.
You want some too?
I just received my children's school list and the book list for school, right?
Hmm.
We're not talking about uniform and so on and school fees and so on. There's the book list.
Hmm.
And I went to two bookstores and between my grade 9 and my grade 11, I have to come up with $112,000
See me in the 30,000
book
Oh,
list.
dollars cash grant, and so we ain't cutting it.
wow.
No, darling. No,
Wow.
darling. It's grossly inadequate.
Wow.
Grossly inadequate. I don't know
Wow.
where the money going.
Wow.
I don't
That's what
know.
we want to
I want
too.
some.
And that's the question we're asking. Folks, Natasha Singh Lewis, Member of Parliament, is with us. We just saw her comment there. I know we got to pull chin. We miss her
Of
too.
course, of course.
Yep, yep. So, Natasha, if you have the time, we'd love to have you hang around. We're talking about where the money. Then maybe you'll be able to see where this money gone.
Sherrod, um, like you, I'm a suspended member.
Oh yes, honorable. Sorry,
I
I
am now.
should have addressed you properly. Honorable
I
suspended member.
thank you. I just want to put this thing into context.
Talk
I'm
to us.
using myself as an example
Mm-hmm.
because from August 2020, the installed people, they have been trying to tell the Guyanese people that they care about them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use myself the example.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a full time job. Being a parliamentarian is my only part time job, my only job. I have been suspended.
Mm-hmm.
I am now a single parent mother. I
Mm-hmm.
have children to send to school.
Mm-hmm.
And the $60,000 that I already collected
Mm-hmm.
can't fill one hole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
they're going to school? Because as I understand it, I will not be getting a salary until next year, February.
Mm-hmm.
How am I feeding my children?
If the fourth sitting ends by
And
then,
that is as real as it gets for me.
yeah.
But what did
Well,
Natasha get
How am I feeding
suspended
my
for? You know that I
I don't
keep
know.
questioning that.
I was holding a phone. I was live in Parliament, but prayer was live too, and a lot of them was live too. So I
But
don't know.
Natasha in particular, like
Mm-hmm.
what did Natasha get suspended
Mm-hmm.
for? Like
She
I
gets suspended for the
But
dead no
the
comment. It was
answer.
supposed to be
I am
Darmlal, but
hoping,
make a mistake
mm,
and suspend the victim.
but let me give you a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, a minister of government called
Mm-hmm.
one of my colleagues in the PNC
Mm-hmm.
and said to that person, "I'm really sorry for Natasha, but
mm,
she got to know what she's doing. This is politics and she's young.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
What she did in her budget speech in February was wrong. She was disrespectful to the president and to the minister of finance."
by saying
So I
what?
got my answer. I know why I'm suspended. I am not suspended because of what took place on the 29th
Oh,
of
oh, oh, oh,
December.
oh, oh, oh. Amalgamated
You
issues.
understand?
Yes, it's other
Because
things
there wasn't
you know
So
anything.
about.
You
Sonia
know, you
Perez,
can look at the videos. It's
Rita,
mm-hmm,
exactly. And this is maliciousness. This is stink and dirty. This is the PPP. They use every opportunity to do what they want to do, and they instill fear into you. But I
Yeah,
am not fearful.
yeah, yeah,
I am not fearful. If
yeah.
you remember, the speaker before me in the budget presentation was Sonia Parag, and she took almost 75% of her time to attack the APNU and to speak about corruption.
Mm-hmm.
I was the next speaker, so I had to tell her about her president, 19 fraud charges, and the
Presidents.
bungle
Mm-hmm.
that Chimera Finance had, and they're not peaches. Now
Yeah,
that didn't
yeah.
go down well with them
Oh, I
because
see.
apparently I'm not supposed to remind them
I
of
see.
their
I
own
see.
corruption.
I see. I see. I see. Well, I found since y'all are from the streets, right? And I find since this government come back, they've been pushing me to the streets. I know how much this old body can fetch these days, but I like you. I know where the money coming from. You know, but I've been watching the
I
streets there. I've been watching the streets. I saying, Duncan, you ain't going back there.
Mr.
You
Duncan,
know?
I told the mayor yesterday that I would like him to allocate me a spot in front of City Hall
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I can't do
Yeah,
certain things according to
yeah,
my
yeah.
religious values. I can't do
Yeah.
certain things. I'm going to beg.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
turn
yeah.
them, going to live.
Yeah, but you want City Hall front. I was watching wrong the car now. You know, you go you don't live by King Street, you bang through, so they got a whole real estate on there. I said this old body could fetch a little something. I know if I can make a pound of sugar, I see garnish call now some prices of vegetables in the market. You know, I got to work a long time, boy. There's a lot of work. And they
I
want to send me
know.
back to the streets, you know, but
It's
I ain't going.
hard work, sir.
They're trying to
It's
send me
hard
back
work.
to the streets, but I ain't going without a fight. Right? But that's
But
where
you
we're
know,
going, you
Chef,
know.
I
That's what
saw
we're talking about. That's what we're talking
to,
about.
to, to answer your question, where the money going? I saw one of the PVP hacks. I don't know what has happened over the weekend. Mr. Prasad came out and was giving some suggestions about the money that is allocated that would be passed today for Gaisuku. And he was stating that, you know, reopening Rose Hall is dead, and we should not beat a dead horse, and we especially with a dead meat like say thing,
Yeah.
the money could have gone into other areas.
Yeah.
And he went on to say that what they're doing, trying to revive Gaisuku, is at the detriment of the Guyanese people
You said it
because
there.
they're not. they're not break at the point of break even, and they will not make a profit because their production cost is so high, and the simple mathematics the Minister of Agriculture does not get. But Mr. Prasad does not know that putting the money in Rose Hall is a political decision,
Yeah.
and they are fearful that they're going to lose Region 6 in the next elections. So cost it what it will for the Guyanese people, they're going to put that money in Region 6, and that's what it is.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, interesting enough, I did listen to a bit of what was being said, and it was none other than what's his name, the head for GAU that sits in the National Assembly,
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
himself. They, because they're in the National Assembly asking themselves a question and answering themselves, and I find it impossible to believe that even when they are asking themselves questions, they still can't get the answer right. Because and the Ryan
Were
was
you
the
were
Ryan.
you listening to Bill just now?
Yes, of course.
He said that
I'm gonna follow
they
every bit.
have boots in the air and boots on the ground. Since 2020, they can't fix the Myconi sea defense problem till now. They should have called Patterson because
Well, the
Patterson
boots need
was
to
well on
land.
his way to fixing that problem. It's
Billions
been
later.
2 years and the problem not
Billions
solved.
later. With the money there.
Yeah, but
With
specifically
the money there.
before we move to that, I want to go back to what we were speaking about with the Rose Hall, because when the question again, they're asking themselves the questions, and the question was, for the minister to state what's going on there with the Rose Hall estate. So in terms of the reopening, the minister responded by saying it will be open. Like,
Yeah. 2 years later.
there's no date,
Yeah.
there's no
Two
plan as
years.
to how far
Could
along
be
it's going.
2030,
How could you
2045.
how do you get the point that you're asking yourself questions they can't answer it?
Yeah.
Just don't get it. Like,
The
they're
apex of
different.
madness.
Did he more? I didn't listen to him.
You miss nothing.
But
You
but
miss
I
nothing.
remember that the same exact words he said in the 2022 budget
When we were
presentation.
asking the questions, when we were asking the
Yeah.
questions was the same thing. So again, it goes to the fact that they have absolutely no intention of feeding no information to the public. When you're going to ask yourself the damn question and can't answer it yourself, what does it say? It's just the height of madness. I've never seen it at that level before.
Incompetence.
Dora Dora.
Incompetence.
Dora
Mm-mm.
Dora Dora.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to follow the money. And that has us, Natasha, asking
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, where the money there? In 2020, they got a budget of 329 billion. I know this is the favorite phrase. Biggest budget ever. It's biggest incompetence ever too.
Yeah.
Biggest budget,
Yeah.
329.5 billion. And you would remember MP St. Louis that in December of that year, they came back. Right? Them boys come
Yeah.
back. They come back for another 4 billion supplementary. As a matter of fact, they come back for a supplementary of 17.4 billion, of which Gaisuku got 4 billion out of that. The 2020 September budget, Gaisuku got 5 billion. December, they got another 4 billion out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's throwing money down a
Where the
dark
money
hole.
there?
Where the money there?
Yeah.
2021
Rose
February.
Hall still in open back.
Euros are still
And
promising to open.
all get all we
So
can get from the incompetent square peg CEO is Venezuelan women in a board meeting.
I still can't wrap
That's
my
all we
head
can
around
get
that.
from
yeah.
I'm
him.
probably a little slow.
Yeah, I think that's where the money going because them prices gone up now. They tell me by what the one name thing? Richie, you know the name of the place?
How I do not know the name of
Not
any
Red Dragon.
place.
What's the other one?
I do not
What's the
know.
other one?
I
So
do
the,
not.
the thing
What
gone up
are you
from
talking
15 now,
about?
from 15,000 to 17,000. What percentage increase is that? Huh? That's a lot of money. So maybe some gone there. But in February 2021 was another budget, MP. This time again, this is the
Yeah.
biggest of the biggest budget ever. $383.1 billion national budget, of which guys who got 2 billion. They had the balls, the gumption, the temerity to come back the June of that very year for another supplementary budget, 21.3 billion. Gaisuko got 1.5 billion. Right? They weren't satisfied with that. December of that year, 2021, they came back for a 26 billion supplemental budget. The National Assembly, Gaisuko got 5.1 billion out of that. MP Natasha St. Louis. Where the money going? Look who turn up here, look who turn up, hold on, stop the clock.
I saw, I wasn't going to say.
Stop the clock, I can say it, stop the clock. I want everybody coming here quiet. I want dash the balance on my chest. Pardon me, MP Natasha St. Louis. A lot of people are saying boots on the ground, right? And when it's time for boots on the ground, they ain't coming. Hold on. I want dash the balance on my chest. Hold on.
Listen, you're gonna mind with Sherrod for this piece, you understand? Because he's not playing. He's not playing when it comes to this right now. Glycis, Mingo born, and these folks they got away. But
yeah. Some other people, because Glycis showed up. We got photographs with Glycis, with boots on the ground. But some other people is belling the chest now. That's what I want to tell them. Belling the chest, hold on, stop the clock. Some other people is belling the chest. I can't wait till this evening. Folks, guess who we seen on the live here? Alia Waldron. Alia crawl out. Alia crawl out. All right? Alia, I was saying, it's what the MPs doing when you are calling the protest. You understand me? Click your finger 3 times. Clicking fingers, we are there. Right? And when time comes for boots on the ground, we ain't seen Alia. We ain't seen Alia. Right? We ain't seen Alia. Boots, it's tools down. Alia also. Folks, hold on. This thing going by too fast. Hold on. The comments going by. Where the money there? Same thing we asked about Alia. Was Alia there? Alia there, where the money there? Because we ain't finding none of them. We ain't finding none of them. Hold it, stop the clock.
The people would have asked for that, a repeat of that would be. So that is coming up. So you can invite Alia from now.
Yes.
We're going to send you this privately until it's announced. But you can
hold on, man. Hold on. Here, bullshit here now. MP Lewis apologies. It's out the day. Alia saying public servants need to down tools and stop complaining on Facebook. It's Alia that don't shop by the rallies. Same Alia. I stop listening to Alia now. Alia said we there. Same Alia. Public servants need to do. Lead the way in Alia. Lead the way out to coffee. Lead the way out to parade ground. Lead the way in Alia. Fraud is fraud.
Alia got Sherrod pulling out this bell in the midday.
Fraud is fraud. Fraud is fraud and build that she's Louis. What you want is very money there.
Son, Sherrod, pull out the bell.
Before I was rudely interrupted. Dash a bell in Ali's chest, look. But mind you, you laugh now. The 2020 budget, honorable suspended Parliament at St. Louis. The theme was our plan for prosperity. Out looking for we. Our plan for prosperity, protecting the people in a COVID-19 environment. I tell them to all the people who went in by what the place name? Liliendal, but didn't come out. Protecting people in a COVID-19 environment, strengthening democracy and the rule of law. Same Americans tell them something different the other day. Incentivizing economic growth and job creation, enhancing. This is a whole page for this team. But here, by 2020, they realize the page is getting expensive. Here the team for 2021. A pathway to recovery, economic dynamism, and resilience. We still recovering or restart yet. It's one of the two. So I was telling you before I was rudely interrupted by Alia Waldron. Rudely, I say, rudely interrupted. The budget for 2021, February, was 383 billion, of which Gaisu got 2 billion. And then they came back in June for a supplemental. They got 21.3, Gaisu got 1.5 out of that billion. Then by December, it's more money, Looks like a Venezuelan prostitute. This
Mm-hmm.
guy Suka here is more money all the time.
More
Supplemental
money.
budget, 126. I would know 26 billion. Y'all don't have to know 26 billion. They get in that supplemental. Guys who get 5.1. This is real Venezuelan prostitute here, right? And believe it or not, that wasn't it. This thing want more money, right? The more you demand, is the more services you want, is more money. 2022 February. Treaty
Say
notice is back to
slow.
Shahan now. Say slow, right? But this was the biggest of the biggest of the biggest budgets ever. 52.9 billion.
552. Come on,
Isn't
Sheriff.
that half $1 trillion?
$552.9
0.9
dollars.
billion, of which Gaisuku
Mm,
has 6 billion out of that, right? 6 billion. Big hole
Yeah.
Gaisuku, big black hole Gaisuku, get 6 billion. And them people still come back now for supplemental. They want 40 billion now. And hold on. I will not have you ignorant. Mind you, that's what they get from the treasury, from the coffers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They took out, Treaty is advising me that overall, in terms of 2022, is 597.6. You adding the supplemental here. Good.
that is
All right?
correct.
And we
Yeah.
didn't add here yet the first 40 billion they took out to the Natural Resource Fund. And then they took out a second recently 40 billion.
Well,
Where the
actually,
money going?
people need to get. I want people to understand what's going on there, right? Is that the
Jesus.
money that they're taking out to the Natural Resource Fund is dumping into the consolidated fund, so you can't track it. And basically that's why we said
Yes.
earlier that that bit of it was actually the Natural Resource Fund was actually lifting the entire 2022 budget all by itself. So you understand what's
Mm.
going on there.
Where the money going? Them Venezuelans, like they
Of
fashing it out.
those of the billions given to Gaisuku in 2022 budget,
Take us from there now.
the workers were able to receive $150,000 each.
Mm-hmm.
But the public servants, this August, the 8th month of the year, they have not received a cent.
Yeah,
And they live in day to day. They live in.
yeah,
But Gaisuku workers can get $250,000 each. You go out there and you protest for a half day and you have fun and you call them out, you might get another $200,000 before the
yeah,
year out. If
yeah,
you do that,
yeah.
public servant thing again.
Yeah, but I want
But
you, Richard, to
if
do a
it's the
quick
public
calculation
servant,
for us
keep
and to tell us
up earning.
how much money we've spent so far on the PPP government. Looking at the budgets and what we got from the National Resource Fund.
Well, actually, the one is to confuse it because the money that is coming for the Natural Resource Fund is actually going directly into the budget because it's not separate and apart because that's the way in which they actually have it done together. But what I want persons to
That's
understand,
feeling it.
So you're saying this 40 billion here is actually the 40 billion that they took out the National Resource Fund coming here?
may very well be, may very well be.
I just think it's very identical.
It's like
You just get 80 billion.
they're projected
Mhm.
their future withdrawals. They're budgeting
Mhm.
based on their future
Yes.
withdrawals. That's what
So
they're doing there. But if we're to look
Mm.
at
got all the money from this fund.
but strictly budget, and we can look at strictly budget, right?
Mhm. Talk to us.
From 2020 to now, strict budget. The 2020 budget was 329.5 billion. The 2021 budget was 383.1 billion. And in the 2022 budget being 552.9 billion. Those three budgets alone, you sum it up, you're going to get about 1.27 trillion dollars,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And it's important for us to ask the question, where is this money going? Because the numbers sound all good and nice, and so mind you, the coalition would have spent this money for during the course of five budgets from 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Mm-hmm.
those budgets for the coalition added up to like
Mhm.
1.269 trillion, right? So it's basically the same amount when it comes to those three budgets. And mind you, again, the 2020 budget wasn't even for the entire period. You remember the 2020 budget was that 3 month period. And so you have
Yep.
to ask the question, where is this money going? Because you didn't see the minimum wage being increased
Mhm.
by 70 something percent, right? Over this period of time. Because you're looking at the same amount of spending that the coalition would have spent during the course of 5 years. And they would have increased the minimum wage and all of those things, how is this money being spent? Who is it being directed to?
Yep,
Because
yep,
you don't
yep.
even want to start talking about the level of corruption. Because only this morning we were discussing the fact that when it comes to these handouts and so forth, persons are complaining. Persons that are non-political are actually out there complaining that it's being done in a very corrupt manner.
Yep.
The man said, for the fisher, the cash grant that is to be given to the fishermen, that you seen bus driver and taxi driver name written down there. So when you ask the question of where is the money going, it's a very pertinent question, and that this is the question that needs to be answered. Right now, as we're speaking here, the National Assembly is the question, the people asking themselves the question as to where the money is going, and the best answer that they could give to themselves is that it's going to everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all around
We're gonna
us.
do as much as we
It's all
can
around
do.
us, Alison
That is,
Richards. It's all around us.
even now at this level when they are,
Friends, family, favorite.
yeah, but even with all of that, they still have not had a comprehensive look and a breakdown as to where exactly they're spending this money and
Yeah.
how, and it's a big problem.
You know, Alison Richards, one of our viewers, ladies, is raising a very important question that we failed to raise early on. And I heard this over the weekend. Alison Richards is telling us that since the cash grant start to share out, them vendors raise every item. One school shirt is $1,500. One skirt is 4,000. And I heard that.
Yes, I did get that. I did get that
I heard it over the
report.
weekend.
I did get that report, and I have to say I have to go out
I
myself and I have to go out myself and price those items also as a mother of school age children. I have,
Natasha?
yes,
I I just saw the former president of the Ghana Teachers Union commenting on the identical issue, but he was in Rose Hall Town
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and walking around and listening to parents and so on. And a parent is saying last week the school bag was $1,800. So she didn't get the cash grant then. She got it Friday, so she decided to go back today.
Mm-hmm.
And she found the same school bag, same store for $2,600, an increase of $800 in a matter of 3 or 4 days. I don't understand that. I
Wow.
don't. And that was just
Wow.
one school bag. I went out to look for these exercise books for the girls. I am buying 4 exercise books for $1,000 now. I don't understand that.
well, they gotta fill up all the pages.
I
I'm
mean,
telling you, I gotta tell my
I can
children.
the greens in the market. I can explain that. There are some variables that you can explain weather and so on that carries the price. But these things
Yeah.
I can't explain
Yeah.
the exercise books, the school bags,
Yeah. Yeah.
uniform cloth. I don't understand that part. And I think, exploitation should not be one of the things that we do to our people at this time because Ghana is in a bad place. Economically, Ghana is in a bad place at this time. And it's really terrible if people just decide that this is the time that they're going to make money off of poor people. That's a sad situation.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And that's what we're following. That's what we follow. Don Sullivan says a lady bought a shirt for 800 and when she went back, it's 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt. I don't doubt.
Yeah, and
But
that's
these clowns stand up in the National Assembly talking their own story. Right? Talking their own story.
Hmm.
Right? What do you call it? They are what from the people? Huh? They're not in touch with the people.
Yeah,
You know,
they are far.
No, no.
disconnected.
I think what their reality is way different to the reality of the ordinary Guyanese, and that's the problem. They don't shop at the same places, and we've been
I
speaking about that.
don't go to markets and so I don't know if they go out to the markets to
I'm pretty
see
sure that they don't.
what's going on, even if it's fine for them.
Yeah, but we have
They're
it's a
out
big
of touch
problem.
with reality.
Hmm.
True is correct. True is correct. And this is some of the stuff we're following where Gaisuk is concerned, you know. And we listened to the fella this morning, for instance, ask about the farm, the fisher folks, Cash Grant. His story was something else.
Hmm.
You know, he asked him where the money going, but he seemed to get the answer too, because he said a lot of people who getting cash grant, fisher folks cash grant. It's not fisher people. Right? I like fish just like the other man, but I think I just presented myself a fisher folk catch right? Just like that. Right? It's a lot of scampishness. And that's what he said.
And, and
Yep.
in addition to that, again, I want to go back to the National
Go
Assembly,
back,
what's
Teresa,
going
go
on
back.
there right now.
Go back. Not a set of
Because
scams.
when it comes to the fisher folks and the money being allocated there, interested enough, none other than Lennox Schumann is asking the question in the National Assembly there as to whether or not the indigenous community, the fishermen there, fisher folks there, is going to be included in this cash grant for the fisher folk. Basically, go wrong and come wrong as they may, what they said is that they had no system in place to actually for indigenous people to register, indigenous fish folks to register on for this amount of money. So the only way they could have been registered if somebody who was able to come out and get the name on some list of along the in the areas of the coastlanders and so forth where they were registering folks. So it from one pack of corruption
Yeah.
to the next,
Yeah.
and that's how
Yeah.
that's how they've been defined,
Yeah.
and it can't be
Pack of lies too.
yeah,
Right?
from
Pack
one
of
side to the
corruption and
next.
lies. Because when you move from what's the fellow's name again? Harris Singh said this morning in that broadcast on Thomas of what's happening in Fisher Folk. You move over to Tony Vieira and Guy Suko. He says the same crookishness. It's the same crookishness.
Yep.
You know, where we going in this place, you know? I think we want to play a piece of the Harris thing a bit for folks. So let me hear from himself, because he's not a politician as far as I know.
He made no political
Right?
statement.
I don't know if you all know him as a politician, but as far as I can tell, he's not a politician. But what he said is so pertinent. Right?
The real issues,
It's,
yes.
it's so pregnant with truth. You can't escape it. Oh, and then you had the vendor in the market. We can talk about he. Where the money going? That's the question we're asking.
Well, the vendor was very clear, and they have to raise the public servant salary. That's what it is.
Where the money going, folks? Where the money going? Right? Here I was saying, asking, you know, he said, like, when there's, like, the most campus should be, like, the most government love you. You know the thing, people know the truth. Big uncle in the market everything up.
And
Right?
sales down.
Sales down, raise public servant salary. People know, we are the change we've been looking for. Where's the answers we've been looking for? People know what happening out here now. People on dotish, we ain't trouble, we pakli. You know? People understand.
Yep.
We're gonna play for you in a second what the fella says about the fisher folk. And we hope Mustafa, Zulfi, cute banner Zulfi, current Abanza, plenty cute, We hope he launches an investigation. The man had some credible information. But then asking Zulfi for launching an investigation like putting cat for watch milk. So I don't know how the one happen. But still, he has a duty.
Isn't that what is happening in the assembly right now?
Yes. Precisely. Cat watching milk in National Assembly. I hear them, and them by scrutinizing themselves and giving themselves a passing grade. You should see them asking questions of each other on cue, complimenting each other.
In this situation of cat watching milk, what is the role of Mansour Nadir there today?
Well, he's a puss.
Well, he did ask about the WhatsApp message that he sent concerning a road that he needs fixing.
Yeah, he gets special roads. Some family for he live in some place and he
I don't know
WhatsApp
about that.
the name for road.
All I heard is that he's been trying to get roads fixed himself, and then based on the question there, it wasn't fixed as yet.
That's how you do his WhatsApp now. They like WhatsApp now. If I want WhatsApp number, he WhatsApp in Edgel. They can walk funny. Listen when the fella talking about the fisher folks cash grant. He says corruption is this is what the fella said over the weekend. Natasha, let's take a listen. Take a listen.
Good morning, my name is Harry Singh. I'm talking concerning the grant what the government say will give to fisherman. This is a boat license and his name is not on the list. This is some of the worker, their name is not on the list. Some of them. Anyhow, the minister said that if you go for register and them not your name is not on the list, you will deal with them. Anyhow, I want to know what the minister gonna do now. This is the proof. I'd make contact with the chief fishery officer and tell him. He told me that his staff them do a good job. When I gone back to the fishery officer, they don't want to hear anything what I have to say. When you talking truth. Anyhow, I want to know all this bus driver, taxi driver, and all thing what they on this list, and their friends and company, family. Name is on this list. The minister should look into this thing and get it right. Lots of people name who walk on the river is not on the list. Now, the minister said this grant would give to fisherman how long? Until now we can't know when he go give. We have a co-op, but the minister tell me for farming region 2 we do it. Now, if this thing may come through the co-op, because it's the whole entire region 2 day in this. If it come through the co-op, very quick, this would have been rectified. We didn't get all this problem. No, they don't want that because we're not thief and fraud like the fishery department. And if you can't thief and fraud, you can work along with this government. As long as you can thief and fraud, this government will accept you. But we not for that. We bring out the truth and the right things. Anyhow, I want to know when this money would give out to them. Because the fishery department, what we have in region 2 here, have 3 officers. Supposed to visit all landing site, take information. They're supposed to be able to know each and every fisherman on this region. If them not do their work and they not interact with fisherman, they can't know. And most likely that will happen. Because many times I just out on the watch side. Where my boat enders come in and they don't even talk to you. They just got special people, friend and company, who even got boat. And they might reach with them. When they go, who not got boat all when they get hampan so. That's what the fishery officer do over here, their family. Anyhow, just like how this boat not there on the list, you got many more not there in it. And I'm calling upon each and every fisherman who know that the name is not on the list and the fishery giving you a hard time, go out and protest peacefully for your right. And I want all fishermen to know this money is not no free money. It's you, the taxpayer money, is paying back this money here. So don't feel that it's free money government giving away. Government don't give free money. It's you money. And I can't understand why it takes so long. And I call in an all fisherman hold one head. There is a rumor going around rapidly in region 3. I communicate with a lot of fishermen. I'm one of the person from region 2. One person from region 2 here. Region 3, 4, 5, and 6 what was fighting for this money for fishermen. The rumor going around that one anchor seine owner what don't have no boat, none boat at all, have 5 license, been a drink with the chief fishery officer and the license officer. And Sean watch me got 5 licenses. He said, don't worry with that, we have it covered. When we confront them and tell them about the bribery area tech, people are calling name. You deny him. And this chief fishery officer there, he, since some year, the previous government got him, this one got him, and he never ever did one thing in this country for fisherman. If fisherman haven't come out and fight for this money here, they would have never get it. So, I want you, the fisherman, to hold one head and come together. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Esiquebo speaking up.
Nursing's own voice. His own words, in his own words. In his own words. Y'all hear that? Who can share the live now? Huh? You see crookishness? You see corruptionism?
Man, so if you're not corrupt, you basically can't do business with these people.
Can't do thing with them. You see, you understand how he's getting the living room, in Prado
People
Filtry?
taking bribe for name go on lists,
You understand how he's getting Prado Filtry?
You remember Marlo and what was the other one name?
Yeah.
You remember them?
Yeah, you gotta give back. You gotta give back money.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you get 75,000, you gotta give back 25.
You get 150,000. You gotta give me a 20,000 back because you're not fisherman. You understand?
Natasha, go ahead.
Jared, I see Region 3 has been featuring a lot. When you describe the PPP with corruption and thievery, Region 3 automatically bounces up.
Yeah.
So we may have to pay more attention to Region 3. A lot has been happening, Irfan has been talking a lot about Region 3. And so we have to find what's happening in Region 3. Region 3 also recently what's popular there is the backlands of Wales Estate that they are reclaiming from the persons who would have gotten ownership of those lands during the APNU AFC term in office. A lot has been happening in Region 3. We have to keep a closer look at what's happening there. Who are the persons, who are the names being called in Region 3 in those cases of corruption and thievery? But that fisherman really described the PPP well. He described them. It's just corruption and thievery. Listen, when I listen to that guy, as a professional officer in the public service, one thing came to mind. This is saying how unregulated fisheries is. Because if they were properly regulated, you would have had a database of these fishermen and what kind of business they're doing.
Correct.
And what's their staff complement. If they were properly regulated, you wouldn't find minibus people and cane cut and so on the fishery list.
Yep.
And the man writing Sherrod, he went to speak with the officers. He didn't get any proper answer, or he didn't feel pleased about the answer. He went to the minister. As a citizen, I think kudos goes out to him because he followed the system. And now he's letting the public know because that's his only way to get attention to his problems. And we need people to understand that they have to come out, they have to speak about their issues.
Can't put it any better. Can't put it any better. And them boys went wrong by the market. They were asking folks, their take on what's happening economically in the country. But I don't think they can go back again, my big uncle. Because he told them, he said, everything up. Cost of living, that is. Everything up. And he prescribed a solution too. He prescribed a solution how they could help. We hope them boys listening, because they see him asleep at the wheel. They see him asleep at the wheel. Natasha, listen to this vendor talk about, he said people scratching their head when they come to buy. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You miss like this. Right, listen to Big Uncle. Folks, listen to Big Uncle.
Everything up, man. Everything is up. Price is up. Okay, I see you have dry goods here. You're selling things like soap powder and so forth. But But the response to these to the market has it been good? Of course, in the shopping. Mm. The sales drop a bit. And what measures you think the government should implement to take the price down a bit? Raise the salaries. Or do you think that removing some of the taxes on the imports of these things might help instead of raising salaries? Okay. Okay. What is big? How much do you think they should get? 100%. Everybody. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yep. You heard that, Natasha? People scratching their head, catching the tail in this country here.
But that man was being honest.
Yes.
That man was being
Yes.
honest.
Brutally
Those
honest.
taxes that they come and talk about in the National Assembly, it's not making sense because the ordinary man in the market not feeling it, the effects of what they've been doing, and they will speak about it because if, for instance, look at fuel price. Sharon, I used to pay $8,000 to fill my tank under the APNUAFC government. Sharon, I got to pay $15,000 to fill my tank. Now I can't afford it. When I get a little 5,000, I put it in. I can't fill my tank anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the ordinary people?
Mm-hmm. Turning you against your vehicle now because
The tax, like
you, I don't like seeing my needle halfway.
that there is zero tax on fuel now.
Yeah.
But gas price still going up.
Yeah, and they said there's no more fiscal space for them to do anything else. Do you say it's true? Only thing left in the door is give away the gas for free.
That makes sense.
According to them.
You want your zero tax, but the people still increasing transportation costs for the minibuses and the taxi. A taxi driver took $1,000 from Pegasus to Alexander Village for a street. $1,000. You got to pay the man.
Wow.
Fuel price gone up. And that affects every single person.
Correct.
And then in that, come to the National Assembly and tell people about the Ukraine war and COVID-19.
Yeah.
And that's why prices are so high.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They don't have a plan.
It's very interesting to see the taxi costs right now and the way in which that has been moving, because I know there was a lot of talk when the road was open, and Cheryl is speaking about this very often about the half road that they opened there from Mandela to
First
the
time
back
in history
of
of the world.
to the back of vehicles, but a lot of persons thought, it would have been good because, persons that the taxi costs would have gone down a bit and so, but somebody was telling me that from Mandela there to the back of Eccles is $1,300 for that 3-minute drive. How does that make sense?
Total confunction.
Make that make sense.
Total confunction. Folks, that's our time.
I would just say it's because of our road.
Yeah. No, I think twice before I go down the back there. Right? I think twice because it seems like a longer time.
The people are saying that is because when you reach the end of the road, just to go 2 corners up, it takes so long, and then
This back.
it's pure craziness at the back there,
Yeah.
right?
And if
So,
an Ali still up and cut a ribbon
mm-hmm.
and take out pictures and say the road open. It's never the
And
give we,
that's
it's where we accept.
development.
Oh,
I didn't hear you, Natasha. Sorry about
True.
that.
And that's development. They call that development.
Yes, that's development and the PPP, unfortunately. Huh? Them boys time cut a ribbon, and give big speech and quote song and all kind of words when they open that unfinished road. But it's not what they give, is where we accept.
But
oh.
sure, you have to examine that concept that Edgel spoke about. Irfan was in the air and traveling over the Maikoni breach, and Irfan messaged him. Irfan and Jack, they were flying, and so they had boots in the air and boots on the ground. You have to examine that concept
Well,
very
Edgel did stand in the National Assembly
It's just different,
an hour ago and spoke about the bridge and the money that they need for maintenance of the bridge because it was poorly maintained and so forth. The laugh is that this is coming in a supplemental budget. This is not budget
four budgets left.
2023.
Four, because we had what? We had two
It's
budgets,
not
three
for. It's
budgets,
not for. It's a
and but five
exact
supplementals down.
good.
Five supplementals down. He just realized he budgeted poorly and got to go back now.
But that
But
is
mind
it.
you,
An
as we hear,
indictment an indictment on him and his ministry for mismanagement and miscalculation when it comes to budgeting to do with the bridge.
precisely, and as we hear, Trisha just alerted me that they have passed in the National Assembly another 3.4 billion for Gaisuko. Take down your black hole, Gaisuko.
And
Another 3
with the announcement that Rose Hall will be open. When will
soon,
soon.
coming soon.
Coming soon.
Opening of Rose Hall, 2 years in.
It will be. It will be.
Soon, coming soon. Right? 3.4 billion. Or is it inches? I don't know. Take down your black hole, Gaisuko.
Over the weekend, I saw over the weekend and a little bit of news, a snippet came out from GCOM that there is likely to have elections this year. And in the context of where the money gone, where the money there, we must think about that.
So,
We must think about
exactly.
everybody.
And they're spending billions too, but they know when they get local government elections. When they're spending billions, they're telling us to, as we on Rose Hall, that they re-employed 692 people, but then open. 2 years now, they're paying a shop paying 692 people, but they open said nothing. This country, boy. What do people do on a daily basis? Only God knows, but they got 692 people on the payroll every month, but opening soon. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really. They employed and are paying 692 people, but then open. Right? They opening soon. 2 years later. Right? This is not Amazon I tell you about, who got the kind of money to throw around. Right? And these guys telling me they can run this country like a business. And you got a business ain't open. You ain't producing nothing, you ain't selling nothing, but you employ 690 people. Can you got capital like
that's a transaction.
Like Elon Musk and so. Right?
That's not business. That's a transaction.
Oh, so sorry, apologies.
Yeah, I didn't went to that school. So.
Apologies. It's a transaction that they're doing there. Every month they're doing a transaction.
I think one thing is clear with the manner in which questions are being addressed by the administration and the way in which they are spending money is that they really have very little respect for for accountability and oversight. It's not something that they're interested in, and basically the boldness of the corruption is something that we need to monitor.
Yeah.
So we're not monitor. We just got to continue to speak out about it because at an international level, it is being recorded. I mean, the indexes they've been reporting the same. We're not saying something contrary to what is happening and what is being said by international bodies. So we know where they are, but they're at the point of they don't care about how it is perceived. They're going to continue to do it anyway. So
correct. And when you see them talking froth, Oh, they're asking him, where the money there? Where the money going? You know. First, we're going to see you guys back this evening. Natasha Singh Lewis, Member of Parliament. Thanks for joining us today. So very impromptu and always coming through for us.
Thank you,
Thank
Natasha.
you, Sharon. Stay well, Rita.
Stay well, stay well. Natasha Singh Lewis, Member of Parliament. Thanks for coming through. Folks, that's going to do it for us at this end. We're going to see you guys back at 8 tonight. We're in the ring tonight, folks. We got a big fight. Smash that emoji button before you go. Share the damn live. Partner with us. Y'all know we got Zelle and PayPal, and we got MMG, we got Cash App, all for your convenience, folks. Because y'all know, unfortunately, like Isuko, we don't run a water, but we don't demand the billions that big whole guy Isuko wants. Right? We're going to see you guys back at 8 this evening. Stay safe, guys. Rita has the final word.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and make sure that you continue to follow all that is being said and continue to read all the news that's out. If you know fishermen and that is actively out there, in the struggle, make sure that you check in with them to see if they're receiving these grants and so forth. Let us continue to hold the administration accountable. Thank you so much, guys.
Not one rice grain, not one cries, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karaz.